Hi everyone, my name is Alessandra. I study nutrition here at Rutgers University, and today we're going to talk about the chef knife, the cutting board, a vegetable peeler, liquid measuring cups, dry measuring cups, and measuring spoons. But before we learn how to use these tools, we need to get ready to cook. And to do that, we need to follow 3 steps. The first step is to clean any surface. So that could be your countertop, your cutting board, any type of cooktops. Next, we want to tie back any long hair. Long hair can get caught in kitchen tools, it can get burned, or it can fall into the food that you're preparing. The third step is to wash our hands. Make sure you wash your hands with warm water for about 20 seconds to make sure you get any bacteria off. After we do these 3 very important steps, then we're ready to cook. And it's also very important to know when to use each cooking tool because each tool is used for a specific type of food in a specific type of way. So not only do we want to know how to use each tool, but we also want to know for what, and we want to make sure we can use it safely so that we don't get hurt. Let's start with the most common kitchen tool, the chef's knife. So using a knife properly and using proper knife technique is very important because we want to make sure that we're only cutting our produce and not our fingers. Good cuts are important. They help us waste less food, it improves how your food looks, and it makes sure that your ingredients cook evenly. Also, cutting foods in different ways can actually change how we perceive how it tastes. When we cut foods with a sharp knife, we want to make sure that we're using a cutting board so that we don't damage the table underneath. We also want to make sure that the cutting board itself doesn't move around because that can be dangerous and you can run the risk of cutting yourself. So a board like this that has rubber stoppers on the bottom is great for it not to move. If yours doesn't have that, you can use a kitchen towel or a damp cloth to put underneath to make sure it doesn't slide around. Another important thing when using a knife is to make sure that you're using a knife that's comfortable for you. Here I'm using a chef's knife, but use whatever knife size feels comfortable for you. So what we're going to do the proper knife grip is we're going to do what's called the handshake grip. So I'm going to hold the knife and I'm going to do a handshake with the knife to be able to have a firm grip and comfortable grip on the knife. Now, if this doesn't feel exactly right to you, what you can do is what's called choking up, which is when you move your hand up closer towards the knife. If again you need more control or power, you can move even farther up and place your fingers on the side of the knife, and that will give you more control while you're cutting. A very common mistake that beginners make is putting their finger on the top of the knife. This doesn't actually give you more control or power. So again, what you want to do is holding the actual handle of the knife comfortably, or again, choking up. It's also good to use the saying, knife moves, eyes down, food moves, knife down. And basically what that means is while you're cutting, you want to make sure that your eyes are always down. And if you're moving food, put the knife down so that you can safely move your food. It's also important to wash your produce before cutting. So now we're going to wash our cucumber, we're going to come back. Now that we know our knife safety, we're going to come back and we're going to start cutting. Alright, so again, we've washed our cucumber, so we're going to start off with the vegetable peeler. So the vegetable peeler, obviously it has the handle and then it has the blade. When using the vegetable peeler, we want to make sure that we're going away from us. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do an alternating pattern all the way around the cucumber. And again, I'm making sure that my hand is away from the blade and put it down when I'm done. And I'm done. And then I have my scraps in my bowl. And now we can move on to cutting. So now we're going to learn how to properly cut and hold the produce that we're cutting.